chair calls up H.R. 1343 and asks the clerk to report.
H.R. 1343, a bill to require the Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Communications and Information to submit to Congress a plan for the Assistant Secretary to track the acceptance, processing, and disposal of certain forms.
Without objection, the first reading of the bill is dispensed with, and the bill will be open for amendment at any point. So ordered. Does anyone seek to be recognized on the bill? For what purpose does the gentleman from Texas seek recognition?
To speak in favor of the bill.
You're recognized for 5 minutes to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I speak in favor of H.R. 1343, the Federal Broadband Deployment Tracking Act. I'm proud to lead this, what I hope will be a bipartisan and common sense bill with my colleague, Congressman Soto, to improve transparency and efficiency in the broadband deployment process. This bill, which passed unanimously on the House floor last Congress, would require the NTIA to submit a comprehensive plan to Congress detailing how it will track permit applications to deploy on federal lands. This transparency is essential to streamline the process for accessing easements and rights of way to build and maintain telecommunications infrastructure. At the last hearing we had on this issue, we heard several detailed examples from providers across the telecommunications spectrum outlining the urgent need for this legislation. They shared repeated stories of crews that were prepared to act with infrastructure that was forward deployed and ready to go, only to be left waiting for permits for an extraordinary amount of time. One witness testified that more than 600 locations could not be served due to delays in permit approvals, even though everything else was ready to be deployed, forcing the providers to walk away. Another described an example in which permits have been delayed for 2.5 years just to progress from one stage of the approval process to the next, and the company is still awaiting approval. These are not isolated incidents. They are just a few examples of the many challenges providers nationwide are experiencing. Passing the Federal Broadband Deployment Tracking Act would be a crucial step towards fixing this process and closing the digital divide, creating a more connected future for all Americans. I urge both sides of the aisle to pass this, and I'm hopeful that we can go a couple of minutes without negative comments on the administration. That would be really nice in this bipartisan effort, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Is there any further discussion on this bill? For what purpose does the gentleman from Florida seek to be recognized?
Just strike the last word.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Chairman, and I thank my dear friend, Representative Pfluger from Texas. A good bipartisan bill today to start us off. You know, we have $42 billion to help with rural broadband. You know, these are areas in my district that are ranch country. They're helping feed America in places like Kenansville, Deer Park, Yeehaw Junction, and more. And, you know, we have an 11-month runway. I'm hoping we'll get this moving because, you know, these folks have seen some utility bills going up, especially power bills. So if we can get more affordability with regard to internet service, that would be a huge help. Areas around Central Florida like Ocala National Forest, Cape Canaveral, Avon Park Air Force Base would really benefit from making sure we're streamlining the permitting process on federal lands for these broadband applications. And so I certainly support the bill and encourage all my colleagues to vote for it, and I yield back.
Thank you, gentlemen. Is there any further discussion on the bill? Seeing none. Let's see. Are there any amendments? Are there any? Where am I now? All right. Seeing as there's no further discussion, vote occurs on. Will be on the bill. Is there a request for a recorded vote? Seeing not, the clerk will call the roll. Voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The bill's agreed to. Sorry, I'm a little rusty up here after 43 days in my district.